Tamanjit Singh C.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. As with previous refugee crises, the government's response to the Ukraine crisis has, quite frankly, been pathetic, revealing the true extent of the callousness within this government's hostile environment policy. And the only reason, by the way, that we're having such a statement, which in itself is wholly inadequate, is because the government has been dragged kicking and screaming by the opposition, the media and the good British people, who have said that this debacle simply doesn't represent us. We are much better than this. But I want to press the Secretary of State on a case of my Slough constituents. There is a 15-year-old Ukrainian girl currently in Poland who has had to leave behind the death and destruction and her parents and her brother in Ukraine. Her only family outside of the Ukraine is in the UK. They have tried their level best to bring her here. However, the government shamefully have said that she is ineligible for the Ukraine family scheme because she isn't considered to be a close enough relation. Instead preferring for a vulnerable child to fend for herself. So, Secretary of State, what can my constituents do to bring this young girl to safety?
Thank you. On the individual case, it is true that there are every day in Portcullis House Home Office officials working incredibly hard to deal with individual surgery cases of the kind he mentions. I would urge him to visit the caseworkers there. If for any reason that's inadequate, just email me direct and we will do everything we can. He secondly says that there's more that the scheme needs to do in order to be better. It is always the case that more needs to be done at every point when we are dealing with a humanitarian tragedy. We all recognise that, but I would respectfully say to him two things. Look, this country has taken in people from Syria, from Afghanistan. We're taking in people from Ukraine. It is an uncapped scheme. We're going to disagree politically and all the rest of it, but I'm just had it up to here with people trying to suggest that this country is not generous. And all this stuff about hostile environment, the hostile environment was invented under a Labour Home Secretary. So can we just chuck it when it comes to the partisan nonsense and get on with delivery?